Hello and welcome to this video on the Erica Synths PICO Noise module. Let's check out what's to come before we get into it. So this is a free HP Eurorack module. All the PICO series is free HP. We have a white noise output, a coloured noise output, which goes through an onboard low-pass filter with cut-off and resonance controls. This will self-oscillate. So there's a lot of nice droning oscillating tones to be had that mix into this noise tone, not just straight noise, as it were. We have an onboard VCA with a trigger and an output. What feeds this VCA is the coloured output. So again, you can filter this, create custom noise tones, and then create percussion from there. So I'm going to make some different bits of percussion, use this as a modulator, and also use it as a drone, a pitched drone to kind of pin down an arpeggio patch. Time and index is on screen if you want to skip around, but there's 3 patches, the video is not too long, so get your feet up and let's get stuck in. So this is absolutely one of my favourite patches with noise modules, and this one's great with the onboard VCA and different outputs for creating different percussion. We'll get into it in a second, but let me just have a little play around first. So the snare or clap-like sound and the 2 hi-hats in stereo, of course make sure you've got headphones or decent speakers on so you can hear this properly. There's a lot of low-end droning around the kick as well. These little noise sounds are coming from the PICO Noise. So let me mute things out on my mixer. I'm using the onboard VCA, triggering that and coming out of the output, the decay quite low, this nice snappy noise sound. This is panned hard left. Now I'm taking the coloured noise output, and both the droning coloured noise and the VCA's output use that coloured noise. So when I then mute this sound and come to a VCA that I've used outside of the module, here's that same sound, different envelope, different random rhythm. So in stereo, hard left is the actual VCA output, the triggered, decayed output from the noise module, and to the right is the droning coloured noise output through another envelope and VCA. I'm taking the white noise output, as you can see, into the low pass gate. Some really heavy compression on that and a little bit of spring reverb in the background. And together it gives us this nice patch. Now I had some delay on these hats, or little stereo kick from an oscillating self-resonating filter. Clap, which again is white noise through the low pass gate. Musical drone from the PICO VCO. And with the delay, this noise-based percussion. So here we're going to use noise as a modulation source, and using the coloured noise and the filter on board, we can certainly do much more than basic white noise modulation. Here's a droning sound, which is a wavetable from the PICO VCO, currently there on the scope, and I have an attenuator, and I'm going to mess with the filter for this coloured noise coming into the volt per octave input. It's quite chaotic and quite glitchy and mad, but it's an interesting modulation source. Of course, scaling it back is much more musical, but let's just kind of go all in and see what happens. And you can hear just a bit of it there, just gives us this kind of weird crunch, slightly broken kind of tone. Now let's check this out modulating a filter's cutoff instead of the VOP per octave on an oscillator. So here's a saw wave into a filter just off screen. And there's a nice resonant filter sweep. Adding in some noise. Certainly when it's through this resonant filter on the module. It gives this great crunchy it's almost like rustling paper kind of noise profile. Adding some res. And having that resonant filter for the coloured noise gives a really powerful modulator, all those vocal formant tones and that rustling paper kind of vibe. So in this patch, we're exploring using the noise module as a tonal pitched oscillator source, and also making some nice stereo noise effects too. So here's the coloured output from the noise. Resonance up full, and because this oscillates, here's our pitch, our just drone. I then have the PICO VCA being sequenced. That's coming through this PICO BBD delay. My reverb. And then the white noise is coming out into the stereo dipole filter, stereo filter, quad filter, lots of modulation. Creating these wind-like noise swoosh, kind of sci-fi background if you like. Droning coloured noise output back in. Sequenced at PICO VCA back in. And that's it for this video on the PICO Noise, a white noise and filtered noise source with onboard VCA for creating percussion hits. A nice little utility, of course, in free HP like the rest of the PICO series. Hit like, subscribe, comment, do support my work on patreon.com/DivKid if you like what I do. If not, no worries, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.